Good morning. TNTMTheShow presents Comicast 335 with the host,
Pablo Gunner.
And I'm JD, and we are Talk Nerdy to Me, or part of Talk Nerdy to Me, and we're going to talk nerdy to you about the comics for the week of the April 25th.
April 25th.
Infinity War weekend. Yeah. So,
okay. Yeah. Infinity War.
Let's just say it. It's Infinity War. So, yeah, we've both seen it. I've seen it twice. He's at least seen it once. We both enjoyed the movie. We'll probably talk all about it here in a second. So if we do talk about it, we may be giving out some mild spoilers.
We're not. Yeah, it's not really going to be spoilers. I mean,
we're only going to give out spoilers pertaining to the comics that it's based off of. Is probably the best way we're going to put it.
This is spoiler alert. Everybody dies. That's all I'm gonna say. That's probably the only spoiler alert I'm gonna say. But yeah, it's phenomenal. I think it's perfect. I think it's perfect for like what they did for the cinematic universe, for what they have established. It works perfectly. I don't expect it to. I'm not one of those people that's like, it's not enough.
It's
like the comic books. Because they didn't have Mistress Death, and they didn't have all the the
Fantastic Four,
elementals, and all the Eternals, and all these other things, which I'm fine with because that stuff's so weird. Yeah. Even when you read it, you're like, this is so weird, man.
It's like, where's the Living Tribunal since they've already introduced him?
Yeah. So, but yeah, it was freaking
amazing.
It was just so fun. I just the Guardians are my favorite. I think Drax is my favorite. Because he's so funny. And you know what? That's something that I realized, that while reading older comics, Drax is stupid like that.
Oh, yeah.
In the older comics, where he just says stupid stuff all the time, but it's kind of funny. Mind you, it's a lot funnier now than it was in the comics, especially like with an actor and the way they convey it and everything. Like, he just delivers it so well. But the Guardians kill it in every scene that they're in. If there's a Guardian somewhere, and Tony Stark, of course, at first with like the wizards and like it was just it was hilarious. It was so funny. But it's very dark too, I cannot wait for
whatever the next one's called,
Disney to attain Deadpool, and for Deadpool 3 to say, "This is so dark. Are you sure you're not Avengers Infinity War?" Because. Like I said,
it's dark.
Everybody dies.
Yeah, it's dark.
Everybody dies. And so and I just put out my review for Infinity Gauntlet. See, that's the thing, is this movie is called Infinity War. And that's probably a minor tiff that I have, is that it should be called Infinity Gauntlet, not Infinity War. But when you've been building up to something for 10 years, you have to call it
something grand and epic.
Yeah. So I don't fault it that much for that, because Infinity War is also a graphic novel, which is, it's actually Thanos helping. I'm not done with it. I'm only like halfway through it. But
the Magus is really good villain in the Infinity War comic, graphic novel, whatever.
So you're right. It's just like there's an evil version of Adam Warlock,
from the future.
But yeah, it's you have to see it.
Yeah,
it's an emotional train wreck roller coaster.
My wife cried at the end.
Yeah, it's intense. I wanted to cry because there's so many great moments, but I'm so manly that like once you reach a certain level of manliness, your tear ducts, they just get shut off. Like I wanted it to come out, but it wouldn't, because there's so many good moments. There's so many good parts.
To me, it's Thor and the Guardians stole this entire movie. I can deal without everybody else as long as you give me Thor and the Guardians in this movie, and I'll be cool.
It is very fast paced, but it has to be,
because there's so many characters.
And you even said it should probably be called Thanos Quest.
That's what I think, because that's what it is. It's the Thanos Quest to get the Infinity War and the Infinity Gauntlet, and that at the end of Thanos Quest, you have that, and well, that's what happens. I mean, in Thanos Quest, and then that's what kicks off the Infinity Gauntlet and whatnot. So. Again, we've spoiled it mildly. We didn't really spoil it.
Not really. Much. It's just, you have to see it, and it's phenomenal. My wife, she loves it, but she hates it because of the ending, but she loves it. And that's the thing, is it's because it's so emotional, and that's what it is.
And it
destroys your heart.
One post-credit scene. So
one at the very, very, very end. And I don't want to spoil it, but I will say that it kind of pissed me off. And it pissed me off in the sense that it goes, this is such an important thing. And I go, if it's so important, then why didn't you call this person before this crap went down? You know what I mean? Like, oh, now we're going to call this person.
Now we're going to get the big guns out.
Yeah. But which also makes me hopeful for the movie to go, if this is a game changer, I can't wait to see the movie that this promotes, essentially.
I can't wait to see the end game.
So, yeah, well, not the end game because it's going to be this movie and then it's going to be part 2. And that's another thing that people have to realize is that this is part 1 and there's going to be a part 2.
Yeah.
Originally, that was what they were titled as part 1 and part 2, right?
Now they haven't even released the part 2
title. But it could still be part 2. I think I would be completely fine with it just being called part 2.
I won't be fine with it. If that was the case, then
what should it be called then?
Endgame. Because that's what was kind of hinted at throughout the movie.
So yeah, like I said, I'm fine with it just being part 2. But anyways, yeah, you have to go see it and everything.
You have to see it 14,605 times. Yeah.
And share no spoilers.
And share no spoilers.
But
just like
no, I want to see it again in the theaters at least once more. Just because I'm thinking about it and I'm still processing things because it is very fast paced.
Oh yeah.
So
there's so many Easter eggs. Oh my goodness.
Review.
What was that?
Well, what grade would you give it?
I'd say stop watching what we're doing right now and go take your ass and go watch it.
It's a strong buy and contender.
Yeah.
It's the B-bow of movies.
It's the B-bow of movies
for the year.
For the year so far.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, we still have
I think
Deadpool
it's still going to be the best movie of the the way they meshed like Wakanda in there too. Everything just worked. Everything worked, man. Like
there's a lot of moving parts.
The Wanda and Vision romance.
You almost cared enough to where it actually worked.
So
almost. Notice that she doesn't have an accent no more.
Well, she's Americanized.
Well, no, because she was on the run for God knows how long.
Yeah, that too.
And then when you're on the run, you kind of lose your identity and take up another identity.
Become a nomad.
Become another person.
You become a nomad. No. So on another part for nerdy stuff, I think the exact opposite side of the coin, which is very disappointing. We have the Venom trailer, the second Venom trailer.
The full Venom, not a teaser, but the trailer.
Yes, which, I wasn't annoyed that they didn't really show Venom in the first one because it's the first one.
It's a teaser.
Now, in this one, I was disappointed for many reasons. For many, many reasons. To me, he doesn't, build-wise, sure, he looks like Eddie Brock, but that's about it. He doesn't really look like Eddie Brock besides that, and doesn't sound or doesn't feel like Eddie Brock to me.
See, this trailer for me, this made it where the teaser, I was like, screw this movie, I don't want to watch it at all. This trailer made it was like, there might actually be a chance that this might possibly be good. A chance. Granted, it's a 30% chance, but it's still a chance. So, I mean, currently as it sits right now with the footage that we've got, I'm probably going to check it out for free.
So Venom, the Venom, the symbiote, which why did that lady keep on saying symbiote? Like she said it 3 times and she said it wrong every time. I'm like, it's just, symbiotics, symbiote.
I mean, does
symbiote.
Does a dictionary it's not available in the Sony Marvel universe? Is that what's going on? There's no such thing as a dictionary?
They're not in Sony. In Sony.
I mean, they don't even have Wikipedia or something like that. Because Wikipedia would have you how to pronounce the word.
It's Wikipedia.
Wikipedia. Yeah.
Yeah.
That has how to pronounce the word.
Venom looks done right.
Oh yeah, at least way better than Topher Grace.
But to me, I just go you're just ripping off. I kind of feel, I don't know. It's just he's a reporter and I think what was it? He was kind of a reporter, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a reporter, but the way, I don't know, the way that, but it was for the newspaper. Mind you, they have to update it, So
it's newspapers are no longer a thing. It's gonna be a web thing, probably.
But still, I don't know. It just, you cannot do it right unless you do it with Spider-Man. That's the whole point. Is that he's just It starts out as just like the black suit Spider-Man, and
evolves from there.
And
let's just put it that way.
It evolves. And then it becomes different. And then Venom it's just like the evil dark version of Spider-Man, and that's what makes it work. And this doesn't work. I'm telling you right now, it's not going to work, and it looks stupid. It's going to be stupid. It's going to be a joke, and I hope it bombs, and I hope it fails, and I don't really want to see it in theaters just because I don't really want to help the numbers at all, because I want it to crash and burn.
So but Sony gives up all their rights.
If I hear anything good, I want to see Sony go, we can't do this. Here you go, Marvel. We're done.
Take it back.
Like, we're fine keeping a deal with you so that we make money, but we're not going to do this anymore because we keep on screwing it up. And Fox. I think that's what they're going to do. Fox is doing decent enough where they can be comfortable enough to keep their property.
Except
like not Fantastic Four. And what else do they have that they can't really do with? But like they're doing decent with. They've done decent with the X-Men stuff.
Yeah.
And Logan was really good.
Oh yeah.
So, but yeah, that's my thing right there. I'm going to strongly suggest people do not go see this. I mean, hey, if I hear it's good, I'll go check it out. But guess what? I'm still going to think it's crap because they're not doing it right.
Not having Spider-Man.
Right. If you can't incorporate that, then it just doesn't work. And it's stupid. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense why they would not allow Marvel to do this.
Well, they're trying to just be money hungry.
Yeah, and that's what it is. And that's been their problem the whole time. That's Spider-Man 3, that's Spider-Man 2, that's that's Spider-Man 3, Amazing Spider-Man 2. That was the whole problem. It's just they're getting too money hungry, and it's just
instead of doing the characters justice, they just want to make a quick buck,
Because they could have done it on their own. In fact, they did a really good job in the first Spider-Man movie, in the second Spider-Man movie, and then the third one, they're just like, that's when they got too money hungry, and we're like, let's pack in as much as we can.
Yeah.
And then the people that made that movie were like, I'm not doing this again. Yeah, everyone in that movie was like, screw this. I'm not doing a 4 because you guys made us do all this stupid crap.
Yeah.
So
anyway,
yeah,
let's move on to some video games. We had the Games with Gold stuff come out. At least it was announced. I don't know what it is off the top of my head, but I do know for the PlayStation games, we get Beyond Two Souls for free.
No way.
Yes, it's gonna be dope. I got a friend of mine that's gonna be loving that because, it's Beyond Two Souls. I mean, I know my wife wants it because we bought it for the PS3 and we were using the app to play along with it, and it was pretty good. I mean, we didn't get too far in the game, but yeah, it was there. But yeah, that's all coming out next Tuesday for both Xbox and for Sony. I don't know what the Xbox games are off the top of my head. Do you have them listed?
I can't find them.
Can't find them. Yeah, no worries. We'll get to it next week. Let's just, what it'll be. Like, oh, this is what's going on this week. So,
yeah.
What else? We had God of War release.
Oh, God of War. Yeah, there's tons of memes out there for God of War, which is really well received. It's really funny, too, because it seems like there's all this hate for
the style change,
single-player games, that they're not popular anymore. But yet, when strong single-player story games come out, they do really well. So I don't understand why people keep saying that when it's not really true, you know? So... yeah. I know Nintendo also had they have DLC coming out for the Breath of the Wild.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Switch users, enjoy your stuff. I've been just playing the hell out of some Skyrim, man. I'm actually going through my first run of Skyrim, and wow, it's an amazing game. I love it. There's so much for me to do. If you want to hit me up and say, hey, this is what I think you should do for Skyrim, you can do that. I'm the cat person. I've been working on my archery and my sneak and my pickpocketing and whatnot. And oh yeah, I got me a silver tongue. Oh yeah, I can talk the hell out of anybody. It's pretty awesome.
Sweet, right on. Yeah.
That's about it. And of course, they've done some fixes for Battlefront 2, so they put the Ewok hunt back. That's pretty cool.
What? That sounds messed up.
Dude, it is so scary, man. The Ewok hunt. All right, so you're a stormtrooper, and you only have a flashlight. It's dark as hell. You have a flashlight and a gun, and you're in first person. You can't see around you. You are literally stuck in first person. And now the Ewoks, they go around and they're trying to kill the stormtroopers. And they can jump off of the trees and impale you and stuff. And, you know, they can see you like it's daytime. They even got this hunting sense where they can see your footprints and stuff.
Wow.
Dude, it is freaking awesome.
Oh, so they're hunting you.
Yeah. So when they kill a stormtrooper, that stormtrooper becomes an Ewok. So that player becomes and gets to play as the Ewoks.
That's crazy.
It's so scary, man.
Sounds pretty cool.
It's very tense. So I love the hell out of it. So if you're playing some Battlefront, hit me up on the PSN. I'm Whip 187. You know, I'm loving to play that game. So I roll as a group. Yeah, with Majin and Mike and my buddy Toyota Supra, and we got some Canadians up there, some Denverites, some Coloradians. Yeah, we wreck it.
Nice.
Yep.
Right
So anyway, let's get into some comics here.
So yeah, April 25th,
Yep.
we have a grade scale buy skim pass with variations.
Strong buy, weak buy, strong skim, weak skim. And of course, when we throw it against the wall, that white space that's right here, that means it was just garbage.
It's a pass.
Yeah, it's
a pass. And then we also have terms.
Such as the contender or the runner-up for our best book of the week.
Contender, yeah. So we'll say this is a contender, and what we're meaning is it's a contender for runner-up or
RB Bow.
Back and bag of the week.
Yeah. So that's our best book of the week. So we take one of these nice bags that are just floating around here in the room and throw it up in the bag. We definitely need to get onto that wall here in the near future.
Yeah, I was getting my crap together, and then life
happens.
Happened. Yeah. So I haven't had the time. So, but yeah, and then timer, 2 minutes for both of us reviewing it, 1 minute for one of us. I do have a few digital comics. So yeah.
Yeah. We picked up a lot of our DC stuff digitally this week because, well, that's kind of how we roll now. And digital is digital. But we like to give to you guys. So that's why Mr. Gunner here likes to pick up from the stores, the good stores. And, of course, about midway through our reviews, we're going to have a nice little commercial break where we talk about one of our sponsors and whatnot. And I'm not sure which one it's going to be, but I can tell you that this coming weekend, Cinco de Mayo, is Free Comic Book Day. So wherever you're at in the country, check out the Free Comic Book Day website and see what participating stores you got so you can see what's going on. Give them a call up, look them out on the Facebook. I mean, look on their website. Find out what kind of events they got going on, because I know that the Lobo's got something going on with an artist. I know that Age of Comics has got something going on with an artist. I'm not sure what Zombies has got going on. I don't know. I haven't really looked at their Facebook page in a little bit. So anyway, let's get in with the comics.
Yes, I'm gonna start with Moon Knight.
So just let you know, you had that book right there and towards the back of the list.
Number 194, and it is same creative. Well, actually, no. I think we have a different artist. Writer is Max Bemis, though. Same writer. Artist, Ty Templeton. Colorist, Kieran Smith. Letter, Corey Petit.
Yep. And this is a weird one. It's like he's talking to himself and stuff.
Well, he's... Frenchie, because Frenchie is one of his...
Well, kind of a personality.
Is it?
I thought it was his buddy that died in the Iraqi war or something like that.
Oh, okay. Is that what it was?
Yeah, and he was all corpsey and stuff the last time we saw him.
But I think he ends up talking to his daughter too, right?
Yeah, he's telling his whole story to his daughter. So, I mean, basically what goes on is it
starts as French. It's a talk with Frenchie.
Yeah.
And so he's talking about like, well, maybe I wouldn't be me if I wasn't Jewish.
Yeah.
And they're like, what do you mean? And he's like,
this is what happened.
Yeah. And so there's this rabbi, and he used to make jokes, and he was funny. And then he was supposed to go visit him one day.
And then he visited him and found him like carving up a body in his basement.
Yeah. And turns out he was like a little Jewish boy.
He's like, I'm a rabbi, I'm a Nazi, I'm a serial killer, and
I just snuck over here, killed your grandfather and stuff.
Yeah, I killed everybody.
And he's like, don't tell anybody about this, and I'm just gonna disappear. And I thought like he was gonna kill him, but mind you, he's early teens, maybe.
Yeah, he's like 12 to 14.
Yeah. So, and then it rolls into, like I said, his just how it shaped his life, and he's just talking about. It's all about the history, like real history.
Yeah.
Mixed with his own personal history, and
it's pretty messed up.
Yeah, it's pretty messed up.
I mean, wow. All I can say is that this is definitely one story that's not for kids. It's rated M for mature.
So,
but I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. I mean, there's definitely no Moon Knight in this, but there's definitely personality
Mark
traits.
Spector.
Yeah, you got Mark Spector and whatnot. So, anyway, I'd give it a buy. I'm not going to give it a strong buy. I'm going to give it a buy because I want to see Moon Knight. That's what I came to see. I came to the table to read about Moon Knight, not this.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to, it's still a good book, well written, well drawn. It's just not what I wanted. So I'm just going to give it a buy.
Okay.
What you got?
I want to give it a strong buy. It looks phenomenal, tells a great story. Not a contender, but still a strong buy. Here's the digital code. F for Familia, Z for Zorro, M for Marcos, F for Familia, V for Villanueva, X for Xavier 757, L for Lupita 8, K for Kilo.
All right. Next up, we have Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps number 43. This is written by, oh goodness, Robert Venditti. Rafa Sandoval is the penciler. The inker is Jordi Tarragona. Yeah, Tarragona. And Tomei Murray is the colorist, with letters done by Dave Sharp. Here we go.
Cool.
Where are we at?
This epic art, man. This art has just been killing it every time. These spreads just look so stunning.
The vibrant green colors are just amazing.
Yeah, there's so many different shades of green, and it's just so freaking superb.
But yeah, we have the core group from Earth, Guy, Kyle, John, and Hal talking with the Guardians, whatnot, and then they're sent out on a mission, whatnot, and it's pretty interesting, whatnot.
They're investigating all these killings that have been happening all over the universe, and they're finding out, yeah, the Dark Stars have been doing this, and it's crazy too because there's planets where like we outlawed the death penalty on our planet, and they're like, oh well, that's really messed up. Then, like, on like most planets, you'd be like, okay, whatever, who cares? Like they took care of our problem. Which I want to see that coin too, though. Is like, well, show us the planets that are like kind of happy that the Dark Stars are doing what they are doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which maybe we will, but in this one, so they do end up going to Tomar 2.
And Tomar 2 is the lead Dark Star now.
And it's cool. Yeah, it's the Dark Stars in charge. They actually have the controllers imprisoned.
Yeah.
And so they're like, hey, we're doing good here, and we all think they all think they're doing good, and they're like, yeah, this is just really muddy, and we got to stop, and we got to do something about this because this isn't right. We can't let them keep on doing this, just killing people,
And so, of course, the main core, the 4 main Earth ones, kind of split up towards the end and go their separate ways. That's about how it really goes.
So it's phenomenal. It looks great.
Beautiful.
It's really interesting. And I like it. I like it a lot. I can't wait to see where it goes. Like I said, I hope they bring in that element of let's see the planets that kind of rally behind them, the Dark Stars for like kind of doing the job that the Green Lanterns won't do, So, yeah, it's a strong buy and a contender for me
strong buy
always.
Contender. Yeah.
Just because it looks freaking phenomenal, and then the story writing is just so great.
All right, next up we have the all-new, all-Wolverine. Yeah, all-new, all-Wolverine.
All-new Wolverine, 34.
Tom Taylor is the writer. Ramon Rosanas is the artist. Nolan Woodard is the color artist, and Corey Petit is the letterer.
Yes, and so they are in...
We're back at Old Man.
Latveria.
Old Man, what's her name?
But they do explain, too, before that Captain Marvel shows up, she's in the green. She's in the green.
Yeah, she's in the green Kree suit.
But anyway, so they're like they don't tell them until after, or think they're like, yes, the cybernetics probably not going to work, So they're like, all right, this is a one and done, type of thing.
Yep.
But yeah, actually, they didn't say anything until after the fact.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting.
And then what's her name has this bullet that she keeps on talking to.
Yeah. The Kate.
What's her name?
Kate Bishop. Hawkeye.
No. It's actually, gosh, what's her name? Not Sharon Carter. The other.
Are you talking about Maria Hill?
Maria Hill's talking to this bullet. Yeah, she keeps talking to this bullet, and you're like, what is up with her? And they're like, that is not right. But yeah, they break in. Doom has everybody hooked up to a chip and stuff, and then they're like, oh, we got one shot, chance, and they're like, Hawkeye here,
yeah, I can shoot anything. Come on now.
So
they shoot the bullet, and we find out that Janet Van Dyne is inside the bullet.
So that she's been stuck.
As she's been stuck small for many years.
Right, and so it's freaking crazy. Because Laura takes a big hit, and a lot of these characters are taking big hits, and it might be the last time that they are seen. But this is, mind you, in the future too. So
yeah,
it's cool. It's interesting. It's awesome. I can't wait to see the next issue.
I mean, either it's great. I mean, because spoiler alert: Maria Hill gets a freaking big old hole in her chest because it went right through Laura.
Yeah.
So that's kind of messed up. So had they really said something to Captain Marvel and told her what the hell was going on, or told the whole group what the hell was going on, a lot of this stuff would have been prevented.
Yeah.
So, but I still love the story. Strong by contender for me.
Yeah, it looks freaking great. It's really interesting. It's different. So yeah, strong by and a contender.
All right, here's the digital code. Let us know what you think. F for Familia, Z for Zed, M for Marco, 9. R for Rodrigo, G for Guillermo. Is that how you spell it? That's it. I can never say his name. Guillermo del Toro.
Guillermo.
That's what it is. Sorry. Anyway, G for Guillermo. Guillermo. M for Marcos. N for Nadia. 4. D for D'Artagnan. 2. Q for Quill. You just say the damn thing. And I can't even spit it out my damn mouth.
All righty then. So I don't know about you, but I read Batgirl number 22.
I did not.
And this is the last story arc that Brie Larson is doing. It's called Strange Loop. This is part 1.
Hold on. You're saying Brie Larson, like the
Hope Larson.
Okay.
Whew. Hope Larson. I feel like there is a Brie Larson too, though.
Well, Brie Larson is the Captain Marvel actress.
So, Minkyu Jung is pencils. Jose Marzan Jr. is inks. Matt Lopez as colors. Darren Benet as letters. And so this one, there's this guy, and he's threatening this lady in this apartment and her kids. Well, mostly just her. He's like, they're my kids too, and stuff. And he's just being really controlling. He goes to shoot at her, and Batgirl stops her. It paralyzes her. That gun paralyzes her, but so she's fighting, it just gets really intense. And so, yeah, she stops him and stuff. But this is really cool. It actually worked so that I didn't know what was going on with that. I didn't know if that was a continuation of anything before, but it sucked me in really well, right? I haven't been reading this for a while, but I did read it at first when it started. Now there's this character that is here that shows up in this that was towards that beginning story arc, right? This guy that she was dating and stuff.
It's not the Son of the Penguin, is it?
So,
Is it the Son of the Penguin?
No.
Okay.
No. So this guy shows up and is like, hey, let's hang out. Let's do stuff, So they do. And, he's kind of fishing to, hey, do you have a boyfriend? All this stuff. And she's like, hey. And then the story, there's characters from that same story arc at the beginning that comes back too. There's this lady that was really hardcore at fighting MMA. Well, she got kicked out in China or whatever. And so now she's here in the States, and now she's all juiced up. And so someone is implanting things in them to make them all juiced up. She follows this lady and stuff. And so she's getting to the bottom. Turns out she's in this fighting ring, and they have these juiced up people, that they're underground fighting ring going on. And she's like, I could barely beat this person before, and now I'm facing her all juiced up. So she gets knocked out, and then this lady talks to her in her head. So but then it does this thing where oh, you were never here in the first place. when you got shot by that stun gun, you're still there. So you're like, what's going on? This is crazy. This is weird. I don't know what's going on, but I love it the whole time, and it's superb. So it's a Strong Bites contender, and I'm going to keep on reading the rest of it.
Okay.
So it's really well done. Looks great. It's kept that same visual tone as it started with, as well as writing, and it makes it very easy to get back into if you were at the beginning and then fell off. You know, it's a really good jumping on point period. Okay. So
I'm going to have to read it when I get home.
Righteous.
All right, so next up you got some Thanos. Thanos number 1 for the annual. It's 6 stories. And I was like, I'm going to watch Infinity War first and then read it, but I didn't get time to read it, so
yeah, it is $4.99. Yeah, there's 6 stories.
There's a lot of credits.
Yeah.
Let's just say miscellaneous credits. Corey Clayton Cowles does the letters. That's the biggest.
So the first one, it is from the point of view of Ghost Rider, which is Punisher.
Frank Castle.
And so he's like, yeah, I had to recollect. He made me recollect his. I would give him the penance stare so he could recollect all the horrible deeds that he did. Mm-hmm. And so here's some of them. And he's talking about how his daughter that he adopted, Gamora, how she raised her and stuff, and like made clones of her and made her like fight herself and kill herself and all these other things like messed up. And then the second story is there's this kid and Thanos visits him every year on his birthday and does something horrible to him. And then this guy's like, he misses 1 year because like 1 year the Avengers, got rid of him. So he's like, yeah, and then he's back the next year and he's like, you know what? I don't know what your deal is with me, but I'm not going to give up. Like, you think you're going to make me give up? I'm not going to. So yeah. And that's essentially that one. And then there's stuff of like Mephisto manipulating
him with the gauntlet.
Yeah, where he's like, oh, you need to show off for Mistress Death and do this stuff and make this beautiful art, because women love art and stuff. And so that's what he does is he shows off with the gauntlet and destroys these planets and pretty much makes like a fireworks show. Then there's the little Thanos.
Yeah.
And so it's like the little like kind of like American Chibi, I would say, right?
Yeah, that's about right.
Or like Funko Pop style or whatever. And so you have little him and he's on this planet where like it's pretty much kind of like a My Little Pony thing, but like it's not ponies, it's these like little fluffy love bunnies. And he's just like, I just want to kill you. And he's like, they're like, okay, we're going to kill each other. So like they do everything he commands and they're like, like it's just stupid cheesy. And then there's this part where Thanos walks this old lady across the street. And it's this thing where because he walked her across the street that this accident didn't happen that was supposed to happen. And it alters this lady's life where like she was supposed to do great things with this other girl. And now she didn't achieve any of that because he stopped it from happening. And he shows up on her deathbed to reveal that to her that like, this was your life if I hadn't altered it.
Here's my question on this one. Is that freaking Legion?
No.
Okay.
No, it's not. There's this planet where they worship this god and this god allows them to live forever. And Thanos is like, I killed your god. And now are you guys still going to be good people because I killed your god? And because now you're going to die. Your whole reason for existing no longer,
you're going to die.
So like, he's like, I just was curious to see if you guys would still be good people and what you would do if I did this. And yeah. And
then we get towards the end of the book where Ghost Rider ends up talking with Odin, the Allfather.
Yeah, the Allfather Odin. And so, yeah, and then it just says, like...
He's going into Valhalla.
That there's going to be Cosmic Ghost Rider number 1.
Which I am totally going to get the hell out of that.
So...
Cosmic Ghost Rider is just the best part about the Thanos book to me.
But yeah, so the first one was Titan's Greatest Dad, by Donny Cates, Geoff Shaw, Antonio Fabela. Second story is What to Get from the Man Who Takes Everything by Chris Hastings, Flaviano, and Federico Bli. And then the third story was Exhibition by Kieran Gillen, Andrea Araujo, and Chris O'Halloran. And then there was My Little Thanos. That was Katie Cook and Heather Breckel. And then there was that time Thanos helped an old lady cross the street by Ryan North, Will Robson, and Rochelle Rosenberg. And then The Comfort of the Good by Al Ewing and Fraser Irving. Yeah, so it was, they're all really good. I mean, and then it leads off to another new series, so I'm pretty happy with it. I would give it a strong buy, not a contender, just because it's just like
varying art styles, and it's an annual.
Yeah. I mean, annuals don't usually tend
annuals are proving grounds for artists and writers. That's what it is.
So, but yeah, here's the digital code. F for Fantastic, C for Cable, M for Marvel, 3, H for Hank, Q for Quasar, U for Ultron, A for Alpha, F for Fantastic, 0, 4, and S for Super Skrull.
All right. Next up, we picked up Teen Titans number 19, and we got this one digitally. This is It Ain't Easy Being Green finale. Benjamin Percy is the writer. Scott Eaton is the penciler. Wayne Boucher is the inker. And Jim Carbampidimelis, whatever his name is the letterer, colorist, with Corey Breen being the letterer. Yeah, I'm slaughtering his name, but it'll work out. So Beast Boy's been brainwashed.
He's not brainwashed, but he's being controlled by that chip that's in his head.
Yeah.
By this girl, and so essentially, this girl is like the new puppeteer, right? And so that's you get like her backstory and stuff. I just love seeing the Teen Titans work together
to fight another Teen Titan
and
Goliath.
Goliath
is so awesome.
The Bat Dog is just so great. They're having this like sky battle and stuff, and it's just so cool. And I love how they're like, oh yeah, and then Flash, he has to phase everybody or something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he has to phase to take all their chips out, which is really hardcore and awesome.
And then he makes out with Raven.
Yeah. Actually, I think he got the motivation because he made out with Raven and then did it. That usually helps. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
some loving.
You do get like the backstory of this girl, how she was like abused because she was different and stuff. And I don't know. This story I kind of felt like wrapped up a little too easily.
No,
but
it was wrapped up very well because Beast Boy visits her in prison or whatever, jail, juvie, whatever the hell it is, and he's like all talking to her stuff. He transforms into his little kitten, and man.
I don't think it's over though. I think she's gonna come back. I think we'll see her again. Like this was just her intro, and then like she's gonna step her game up in the next one. But it looks like some brainiacs.
But the brain interactive construct.
So have arrived. So yeah. I thought it was freaking great.
Strong by contender for me.
I thought I got this physically, but whatever. Because I thought I had a digital code, but on the covers it doesn't show the digital code, so maybe it doesn't. But yeah, it was a strong buy and a contender. I thought it was really great. I liked it a lot. A lot of great moments. All
right, next up we got some Exiles number 2.
Exiles.
And this is written by Saladin Ahmed. Yeah, Saladin Ahmed. Javier
Rodriguez
is the penciler.
Alvaro Lopez
is the inker.
Chris O'Halloran,
colorist. And Joe Caraminga is the Magna.
All right.
Is the letter. I keep messing up names, man. Whatever. Anyway, so they're jumping around.
Once again, it starts with
the World Eater.
No. With this guy, with Nick Fury.
The Man on the Wall.
No, he's not the Man on the Wall. That's Bucky. Or was for a while.
Was Bucky, but again,
I don't know if he's still doing that. No, but this is Nick Fury's, he's the Watcher, sort of. And so he does the intro and stuff, and then it jumps into, like you said,
the Time Eater.
The Time Eater. And it's chasing them. They end up in some alternate version of Asgard with Valkyrie.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. This Valkyrie is very different from the movie Valkyrie.
Now, yeah.
She looks just like the movie version of the Valkyrie, but she talks and acts very different. So to me, I thought they were using this Valkyrie because they liked the character from the movie a lot. So they're like, So I expected the movie version.
Tessa Thompson
and
version.
Instead we got some cheeseball version that feels kind of like the campy old school Thanos version.
Yeah.
And which is fine. It works fine.
Yeah, it works pretty good.
You know, it's not what I expected.
It serves its purpose.
So,
and then we go to this kitty universe where we meet the little chibi Wolverine.
Yeah, and it's adorable.
Man, you don't throw his pies at people, man.
Yeah,
that's so awesome.
He's stealing pies.
Oh, he's stealing pies.
So you got to share those pies, man.
Yeah,
everybody deserves some pie.
And then we end up going to the Watchers, whatnot.
Yeah, the Watchers show up and they're like judging this Nick Fury dude.
And then the little device thing cracks and they're sent everywhere. That's the short and simple version of it. Yeah,
essentially. Yeah, and it's funny though because Blink actually throws a little logic into a logic wrench into their process where they're like, "Hey, you say like you can't do anything, but by judging people, you're doing something, and or like if you're gonna judge people for getting involved and you're gonna punish them, like punishing them is doing something.
Yeah, that's a getting involved.
So that you're getting involved. So you can't get involved. So you're messing up. But like I said, they don't attack and like you said, end up all over the place. We'll see where it goes. I'm just totally jacked for the next issue because it's Captain America, which is Peggy Carter.
Peggy Carter is the Captain America.
Red Skull.
Which yeah,
she looks so amazing, and
I would love to have seen that.
Gorgeous and. Yeah.
Haley Atwell needs to be Captain America for like an Elseworlds or
for like just some random
a one shot or something.
Well, I mean, like I want
to Marvel multiverse one shots. That would be great.
I would love to see it in like a movie or a show,
like one shot.
You know, where it's just like an alternate universe.
Yeah,
and we see her.
I just want to see one shots.
It'll be great. So
yeah.
In comics or like
but
in movie version or the cinematic universe.
I want to see the cinematic universe one shots again, but I want to see it like multiverse. You know, hey, this is what happens if Peggy Carter's the Captain America. This is what happens if I don't know, Quicksilver's alive or something like that. I don't freaking know.
So I was okay with this issue. I was like,
I thought it was really good.
It was all right. Like I said, I don't really the Valkyrie character. I'm like, yeah, she's cheeseballs, and it wasn't what I expected. I thought the movie version would be cooler because she's a drunk and she's awesome and hot. But I mean, the art looks phenomenal, and I'm actually more interested for the next issue than this one.
Again, the first 5 issues are the first run. You're building up the thing.
So
again, I'm a big fan of the original Exiles, so I'm very well versed in what's going on.
I still give it a strong buy.
I'm giving it a strong buy and a contender.
Not a contender.
So. Because I give it a contender, and this loser right here doesn't, and he disagrees with me, I'm going to give you guys the code. So F for Fing Fang Boom, C for Cable, M for I can't even say the person's name. What's the M thing?
Medusa.
Yeah, Medusa. That works fine. G for Gorgeous George. Yeah. 3 F for Fing Fang Foom. E for Eddie. Q for Quasar, E for Eddie, 6 L for Lizard. There we go, and W for Wendell. Yeah, Wendell.
So you didn't read Titans Annual?
No, I did not read Titans Annual. No.
Well, you should have because it's the finale to everything that's been going on in Titans. And see, that's what's weird about annuals. Once again, is because you go, is it just going to be a one shot? Or is this going to be
continuing the story?
Continuing the story, and it doesn't have to be like, do you have to get it? Usually, you don't have to get annuals, but with this one, you have to get it. And it doesn't say, I don't know, it's weird. It doesn't say Titans Annual on the front, but yeah. So it is, Dan Abnett, Grummett, Tom Derenick, Smith, and Lucas. But yeah, so the brain is reaching like near 100% control of the world, and so the Justice League is being dealt with through that. And Donna Troy shows up to help. Well, she showed up in the last one, huh?
Yeah, she showed up to help Roy.
and they're messing up all these bots.
Yep, that's what they're doing.
But then Dick and Wally show up to help too, and of course, Roy's still a little salty about it, and they're trying to apologize to him. Well, Roy is being Roy, and he's just
being a dick,
a douche about it. And Donna's like, they're trying to apologize, and then it's great. I love Dick because he's like, well, he's not wrong, so I'll let him have it. All the while, the relationship between this gorilla, Mala,
Ultra Human Knight.
Okay, whatever. The name is Mala. That's what I keep saying. Okay, I don't know where you're getting this Ultra Human Knight because they never say it.
Because that's his damn name.
But whatever, it doesn't matter because they keep on saying Mala or Mala, whatever. That's her name, right? It's a her.
I can't remember. It's been a long time since I've read about.
But it's weird. I thought it was a her. But anyway, so that relationship is dissolving. So they're like, hey, Brain is like, go deal with them, and I don't know, it's weird because I feel like this gorilla is kind of being more emotional than needs to be, oh, I'm just one of your cronies that you're just sending to go do your dirty work.
Well, duh, you're a damn brain. You can't do anything.
Right, Brain can't do anything. So I'm like, well, yeah, like that's working better than these stupid robots. So I don't see like what's wrong with
the problem.
Brain saying the things that it's saying. But so when they do fight, Mallow with the help of these robots, well, actually, no, that's when the relationship does start dissolving, is because Brain does not send the robots to go help Mala. And so that's when Mala's like, fine, I'll just help you, whatever, to stop them, because our relationship is more important than being all powerful and
I
stuff.
love you.
Yeah, and it's so like, that's, and it's on the teetering edge. It's like 99%, they stop before it reaches. It is pretty epic though. The fight is pretty epic. It's pretty awesome. They're like leaping on these pedestals and stuff like to reach. And then, Roy shoots the arrow.
Sounds something very Infinity War-ish.
It's pretty epic. And then of course, like the Justice League's like, oh, sorry. Of course, Batman.
We're late.
Batman is like, sorry, not sorries, like where he doesn't really apologize. And he's just kind of like, if you would have done what I said, this probably would have happened anyways, whatever. You know how he is, where he's a dick.
He's like, good luck, good work.
So, but yeah, so it sums it up pretty well. I thought it was kind of stupid at parts because I'm just like, there was the part where like officially Brain was like, oh, I'm above you. I'm like a god. And you're just, you're just a really smart ape. Like, that's it. So at that point, I understood why Mala like did what she did, but it was just, yeah,
it's too much. It's too much MacGuffin, man. Too much MacGuffin.
It was just, yeah, it was just kind of dumb. But it was okay. I would like, I don't know. I like the characters. Like the actual Titans is why I show up. Because I like the characters.
Even in this?
No, and that was another thing that I was like, where is she?
Where's Omen? Where's Garth?
Garth? Yeah, where's Garth, man?
Yeah, man. Where's
Garth?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Foxy lady, So I was wondering that too, because I'm like, this is not really the full Titans crew, which would have made it more epic. That you only use 3 of them, right?
4,
whatever. Roy doesn't count because he no.
Okay, well then 3.
No, but then that would mean Dick doesn't count because he doesn't have powers either.
Okay, then 2.
But no, so no, it's a buy. It's a buy.
It's a buy.
It's a buy.
Okay. Was it any extra money for the annual?
I think so.
I don't know. I didn't get a price tag on it.
Because it was extra long.
That's what she said.
Now it's time for Old Man Hawkeye, number 4. Did you read this one?
Negative.
All right. So, yeah, it is same writer. We have Sax, Marco Cicchetto as artist, and then Andres Mosa as the colorist. So now we have Clint, and he's hunting down, essentially he's hunting down like the Thunderbolts or whatever, or not Thunderbolts, yeah. So it's the guy that's the Beetle, right?
The Thunderbolts.
And so he's like, yeah, let's. He's like, we're gonna have this throwdown, and so Bullseye shows up and he's gonna take him out. But right then, the Kravanovs show up. And so it's the family of Kravanovs show up to fight him.
So it's Kraven and the Grim Hunter and then the daughter?
Craven's dead. This is his family.
Oh, so the Grim Hunter and then his siblings and stuff. Okay.
So, yeah. And so, yeah. And that's essentially it. They have this throwdown. They have this fight. You find out that Beetle actually did this for, what's her name? Melissa, the song star or whatever. And then also... Thanos, I mean not Thanos, this Venom symbiote that is multiple man is chasing down Clint as well. So we'll see what happens in the next one. It's a pretty epic fight. It's pretty cool. But it's like how it's gonna go down, Yeah,
they have a hero. Especially the one in the main title.
It was the best parts, I think, was actually the Bullseye Kravenov stuff. I like that better because at this point, like, it's gotten really predictable with the Hawkeye stuff. Okay. So I was like, okay, this is not that. I was just like, all right, whatever. It looks phenomenal. It looks spectacular. Yeah, the art is amazing, and that's what keeps me reading this because, like, the writing is just kind of it's dragged out and stuff. So I'm more interested to see the next issue because it is going to be, I think, the symbiotes and the
symbiote.
And it's good, and then with Bullseye there, but like Bullseye's selfish, so I think he's gonna like probably go after the symbiotes so that he can kill. Oh, I hate it! It's gonna be so stupid. So yeah. Anyways,
what's your grade, buddy?
It's a buy.
It's a buy.
It ends up being a buy. I mean, it would be lower if it wasn't for this spectacular art. So
get away.
Here's the digital code: 59, Q for Quasar, D for Delta, J for Jacopo, F for Francavilla, V for Villain, L for Logan, 92, A for Alpha, and E for Echo.
Next up, we have X-Men Blue 26. This one is written by Colin Bunn. R.B. Silva is the penciler. Adriano De
Benedetto
is the inker. The color artist is Rain
Beredo.
And Joe Caramagna is Joe Caramagna is the dang letterer.
All right.
Jeez. All right, so we have the old team, the original X-Men Blue team out in space, and then they're kind of trying to fix stuff in the Blackbird with Venom. So that's our little tease there. And then we were moved over to St. Louis, Missouri and Charlotte, where stuff is popping off. We have different groups of the X-Men Blue and the X-Men Gold teams and whatnot. And people are mutating, and it looks like they're getting powers back or whatnot. Or like Beak is now not human. He's Beak again.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's really weird. People are mutating uncontrollably or having a second mutation.
Yeah. And this one lady that has powers, and she's losing control of her powers. And apparently the Sentinels are there to actually
protect
help
the people.
them.
But, well, of course, the X-Men team
messes that up.
Yeah, they kind of mess it up.
But, yeah, it's...
I mean, when you got two Wolverines on a damn team, I mean, stuff's going to get messed up because they're idiots. I mean, come on, let's just say it. Wolverine, in whatever iteration he is, he's a freaking moron. Whether it's Logan, Dakin, Jimmy, whatever. Even Laura has her moments where she's a freaking moron. I mean, look at Honey Badger.
Honey Badger don't care.
Honey Badger's a moron too. But anyway, Bloodstorm is like, wrecking them. So is Polaris. And they go ahead and destroy all the Sentinels and whatnot. And it doesn't quite end so well on that. Yeah. Because things go kaboom. So, yeah. And then it looks like we have a new group of mutant terrorism coming in, which looks like the Blob with claws and Toad with like his old costume, his really classic costume. So...
Yeah, I don't care.
Then we see the evil cabal with Havoc and when Bastion and Miss
Sinister. The timer went off.
Miss Sinister.
It's time.
Yeah. Anyway, there's a whole bunch of crap. I'm gonna give this a damn week by because this is a piece of crap now.
The best part was probably the beginning with the all new X-Men or whatever, right?
With the all new blue X-Men.
Yeah, the actual blue team, which is something that they should have done issues ago, which annoys me. To me, the only thing that's really I hate that they've made Havoc evil.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't mind what they did with Scott Summers because he was still towing that line.
He was justified.
He was very justified. And they made him look more evil than he was. It was mostly Emma Frost because he died and she was just using his image to push her own agenda.
Yep.
And her alliance with these people is not making sense either. Like why she's part of this crew.
Why are you with Miss Sinister and freaking Bastion?
And I like the Magneto stuff, but that's only thrown in at the end.
Yeah.
So you're stripping this thing of everything that I care about and putting everything that I don't care about in it. Like the beginning and the ending is what I care about. The in-between is everything that I don't. So it looks really good. It visually, it looks phenomenal. And that's what kept me reading this thing the whole way is that whole Sentinel stuff and all that, that looks superb, but it's all these people, I don't know who they are. I don't really care who they are. I don't really like them. And yeah, so I just go
what's your grade? I gave it a week by.
It looks really good.
So I gave it a week by.
I want to give it a buy because it looks so good, but
so I gave it a week by.
I'm so tired of him doing this. It's a week buy.
Yay, we're in agreement. We've come to an accord.
I don't like to do that. Because I feel bad.
Because it's a good book. It looks phenomenal. But the story content is not what we want.
It's really weird when you have writing that is just really well done. And then you have art that you're is meh. And then and then the opposite side where the art is just phenomenal and the writing is meh. I feel bad in those situations, I feel bad for either the writer or the artist. And I wonder if in those situations you go this book should have been if you're in that position where you're I know my game is top notch. You're the one that's the reason we're getting low scores, that you're going to be pissed at the artist that you're paired with, sort of, you know what I mean? Because you're a team. You should both be putting out your A game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
which, hey, if you think you're both putting out your A game, that's a different thing, right? Anyways, here's the digital code. W for Wolverine, J for Jack 0, J for Jack, B for Bravo 98, O for Oscar, T for Tame, H for Hotel 47.
All right. That's about midway through our books right now. Let's have a nice little commercial break. What are we talking about, buddy?
We're going to talk about everything.
Everything?
Like you said, there's the digital, there's the
Free Comic Book Day on Saturday.
Coming up, and so I know that Age of Comics is doing stuff with Gamers Anonymous, so Gamers Anonymous is going to have games set up there, and they're having one of the main Venom artists, original Venom artist, Sam De La Rosa, I believe. He's going to be there, and so he's going to be doing stuff. So you can, and Venom's really popular right now.
Except for the movie.
Well, you don't know. There's a lot of people there's a lot of people that are hyped for that, actually. I mean, my wife actually was hyped for that movie until she saw this trailer.
Oh.
But there's other people that I know that follow our Facebook and stuff that are pretty hyped about it. And they are of the mind that hey, you shouldn't put these unrealistic expectations because, hey, it's not part of Marvel. And so you should just lower your expectations. I don't know. But anyways, so yeah, but you don't need to lower your expectations for
the art.
For the art because it's the top notch.
It's Free Comic Book Day.
It's the dude, yeah. And there's gonna be there. I think they're gonna have the
danger room all up.
Hot dogs are gonna be there. Yeah, they keep on adding to the Sentinel that they have in there, that's coming. Now they have a hand that's coming through. It looks like he's coming through the wall. Mutant detected. It's gonna be some of that stuff. It's going to be cool. They have the pinball machine, like I said, games. It's going to be all kinds of good stuff. And then, of course, all the comics. So go to Twin Sons Comics and Games as well because they're going to be giving away all kinds of comics. I'm sure they're going to have all kinds of deals and specials and stuff.
I know. I didn't get finish my Age of Apocalypse collection there.
Apocalypse.
No.
Yeah. But so yeah, and then yeah, Gamers Anonymous is going to be there at Age. So it's all of our sponsors are doing something.
And then of course, if you're locally, in Albuquerque area, there's of course Lobo Animated Comics off of Montebo.
I'm gonna delete all this. I want you
they're doing something. I don't know. I don't know. They have a lot of action figures and stuff there. So I got a friend of mine that works there.
Yeah, I would go to the cons, I would get a lot of my figs from them. Yeah. A lot of my like older stuff, like, oh, you can't see it, but like my Nightcrawler stuff, that series,
And then of course, if you're into the Astro Zombies area, they always have a costume contest for Free Comic Book Day. And that's what it is. And then if you haven't seen Infinity War, you take your ass down to the theater and see Infinity War again. And if you have seen it, you go see it again.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what you do. And it's Drinko de Mayo. So I mean, come on now. You can't really mess that up. That's how I'm going to be celebrating. I got a friend of mine that's going to be throwing a nice little bash, and well, I'm going to probably be very, very intoxicated.
I find it very peculiar that Americans have adopted this
the Drinko de Mayo,
this Cinco de Mayo, thing. It's like, oh, they're not Mexican.
Oh no, but I will be drinking Dos Equis and tequila.
It does not make any sense to me that you humans have this
cultural appropriation.
Yes,
is that what you like?
That doesn't make any sense because you really could care less about the independence of Mexico.
It's really just an excuse for me to get drunk,
right?
I mean, I'm going to be honest about it.
As well as the adoption,
and get free comics.
The adoption of St. Patrick's Day.
That's just another excuse for everybody to get drunk.
For it's really should be for the Irish, but
I'm Scottish.
Everyone, so which is just like Irish pirates essentially.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. Anyways, we're gonna delete all this.
So yeah,
audio version.
So Free Comic Book Day for everybody.
Go
to your local store.
Yeah, check out Twin Sons, Age of Comics, Gamers Anonymous.
And if you're not in the Berkeley area, check out your local store. There you go. How's that? There you go.
Cool.
Yeah, now we can actually edit that whole thing out.
So I'm going to get into the search for Tony Stark with the Invincible Iron Man 590.
I read that too, I believe.
This shouldn't even be in the stack. This is actually
$5.99.
That's actually an old comic.
$5.99 is the one for that.
I haven't read that one, but you go ahead.
Okay, so this is the search for Tony Stark part 7. Brian Michael Bendis is the writer. Stefano Caselli and Alex Maleev is the artist. Marte Garcia and Alex Maleev is the color artist. And Clayton Coles or Cowles, whatever the hell his name is the letter and production. Okay, there we go. So yeah, everybody still, it's the search for Tony Stark, blah, 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 blah. Doom is like doing his thing. He's talking to some, he got laid. Doom got laid.
Okay.
And then he walks out, and we have a touching moment with Tony's mom and Mary Jane, and then Tony shows up in the armor and whatnot, and he's of course we know he's bald and stuff, so he's wearing all these wigs, and the facial hair is all a wig too, and so his eyebrows are part of like a wig and whatnot.
Nice.
And she's like, well, you don't need all this. And then we have the Hood, Parker. He's trying to join up with whoever's running Stark Industries currently. And yeah, that's about it there. And then Tony goes off and does his own damn thing because, well, it's Tony. And then he goes to the Rhodey's grave, whatnot. And then we have Riri and some other robot peoples and stuff.
The Armor Squad.
Yeah, in Jersey, whatnot. And that's going on. And then we have Da Vinci shows up. Da Vinci being the originator of S.H.I.E.L.D. Da Vinci. Yeah, Leonardo da Vinci. So then we have Tony's real dad kind of pop in. I thought it was a great book. It's going to lead into the what is it, 800? 700?
600?
Whatever the hell number it is. Yeah, 600. And yeah, I can't count. It's Sunday. I'll leave my numbers at work, Anyway. But yeah, it's going to lead into 600, and it's going to show up Tony's dad. I mean, we're going to see Tony's mom and Tony's dad, who Tony's dad was supposed to be like Hydra or some crap like that. So yeah, we'll see how that goes next issue. I thought it was really good. Strong by contender.
All right, cool. Oh yeah, Batman Detective Comics, $9.79.
This is all about some OMAC.
It's $2.99. Yeah, but it's not the OMAC that I thought.
I don't know. I thought it was different myself. I was like,
this isn't OMAC, is
what?
it? Huh? But yeah, anyways, it is James Tynion IV as a writer.
It's on the
Philip
first page.
Briones as the
I think it's on
main artist, and then John Calise
is the colorist. Cipriano is the letterer. Did I say that right? Cipriano?
Yes.
Holy crap!
Wow, he's learning somehow.
Yeah.
He's evolving.
Yeah.
No. At a very slow rate.
So
Anyway, but no, there's some phenomenal spreads here that reading it digitally just does not do it justice.
No, it doesn't.
And so it's great to see Cass, and she's fighting
OMAC.
She's fighting what's his name?
Tim.
She's fighting Tim, who is being controlled and turned into this OMAC, and Batman has figured it out and stuff, and they're fighting it, and they're like, well, they're people though, so we can't
hurt them,
we can't kill them, and Tim is trying to figure things out inside. He's being controlled, and I don't know if he gives in or what, but it seems like it.
Yep. And then they go and get spoiler.
Yeah. And they're like, I knew you would show up at some time, and I love
it's Tim.
I loved, she's like,
it's Tim. Shut up. Let's go.
I just love how she says though that how she's like, Tim would say how you would show up like this, and how you had the way you would deliver it. You just made it so urgent that he needed help, that he was so
was
so ready. He was so excited to help. So I'm in. Let's go. And that's what it is.
That's the short and simple of it.
So and now they have what the what whatchamacallit thing 2.0 or whatever, Belfry 2.0.
Yeah,
controlled by all these
OMAC
things.
I'm gonna give it a buy.
Yeah, it was very okay.
I didn't really like the story.
Visually, it looks great.
It's
these
stunning.
panels, once again, man, we have something where top-notch
art,
writing. I mean, art,
and the writing,
but the writing is kind of it's all right, So it's not bad. It's just okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's. I want to give it a strong buy because that art is a strong buy for sure. But for the writing, I'm just it's okay.
It's meh.
So. It's a buy?
Yeah, I give it a buy. I give it a buy.
It was a buy.
Yep. Next up, we have some Peter Porker, the Sportacular Spider-Ham number 303.
Yes.
No, this is not the Spider-Ham. This is Peter Parker.
The Spectacular Spider-Man 303. Writer Chip Zdarsky, penciler Joe Quinones, inkers Joe Rivera, Joe Quinones, Paulo Rivera, color artist Jordan Gibson, and Joe Quinones. Letter Travis Lanham. So yeah, we have everybody and they're working together because they have now found out that they have been found out.
Yeah.
Essentially. Green Goblin has discovered the identity of
everybody.
Peter Parker and has Aunt May and Peter Parker captured, and so now future Peter Parker has to go save them.
Yep. Along with Teresa.
I love too though how future Peter Parker, or not technically, it's just Amazing Spider-Man, Spectacular Spider-Man. How he's like, I fought you before, I know your tricks, and stuff like that. And then how Teresa, who is actually now officially the actual sister of Peter Parker, along with the help of J. Jonah Jameson, have gone to go deal with Tinker and get help from him, right? Sort of. And this art too is just epic. It's just, this art is just so well done. And it looks phenomenal.
It's so classic and so iconic. I love it.
It's like a mishmash of classic mixed with kind of newer style. But yeah, it's really odd because now we have a Spider-Man No More type thing going on.
Yeah, for the past.
So whatever. It wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah.
Probably won't be the last.
No.
But yeah, it looks great. It's really interesting. they stopped it, but we know when they go back, there's going to be repercussions, right?
Yeah, of course.
So, because when you mess with stuff, it's always repercussions. But I thought they went to a different time. I don't know. This is whole. That's why I don't like really time travel, because it's confusing and it's a mess. But yeah, we'll see, right?
Yep.
In the next issue.
And then the next issue is Green America.
So, which makes me think Green Goblin America.
That's what I'm thinking.
Right?
They're not talking about legalization if you're what you're alluding to.
Hey! No, I don't know.
I mean, I give it a strong buy. I'm not going to give it a contender because there's something missing.
Yeah, there's
that one thing missing in this, and I can't quite put my finger on it, but it's keeping it from being a contender. So strong buy for me.
Strong buy. Yeah, strong buy. Digital code?
I'll read it. Yeah. Let's give this thing out. So we got F for Fantastic, a Z for Zebra, M for May, 7, Y for Yellow Jacket, D for oh crap! I keep forgetting my Spider-Man villains. I can't. I am totally drawing a blank on Spider-Man villains right now. So D for D, W for Wilson, I for Indigo, 6 Q for Quasar, W for Wendell, and S for Spider. There we go.
Okay, now I have
we
have the Flash 45. Joshua Williamson is the writer, Christian Deuce as the artist, Guerrero does colors. So yeah, and then they have their special Superman covers for all of these books too,
which are pretty cool.
They are pretty legit.
I mean, the Superman. I like the original cover better.
Yeah,
but that Superman cover looks pretty dope too. It would be great on that wall back there.
Yep.
Let's just print it out.
So yeah, what's her name is in prison. What's her name? Mina, who had the negative speed force, right? It's stolen the negative speed force. So she's now at
Iron
Heights and stuff. And then
the two young speedsters
go visit her, not wearing costumes,
but yet speeding around.
Yeah. And yeah, it's just Godspeed, but Godspeed is free now, right?
Godspeed's free.
He's still free, and so they're like, okay, we hope he made the right decision.
And the young chick speedster is hitting on Wally, and Wally's got a thing for Raven, so Dick, it's gonna be Damien, kind of sees that and points that out.
Yeah,
and then Iris goes up to Barry and is like, "Hey, tell me about the Flash."
Right, and the ring spews out, and she tells him about him, and then
he's like, I got a lot more to tell you. Here, I'll let him explain. And then he doesn't even touch her, and she remembers who he is.
Yeah, Wally West shows up, and then he's like, I can't do this. I'm out of here. And then his powers go all
wonky.
Yeah.
And then we have everything from the past before the New 52 just kind of pop into his head, and he's able to see it all. From the old Teen Titans to this time as the Flash, his marriage to Linda Park, his origin for getting the powers, him taking over and training Impulse. I mean, it's a lot. So I'm giving this one a strong buy and a contender. Yeah, there you go.
Okay,
you can deal with that.
I don't know. It didn't really do much for me. Like visually, it looks superb.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But it was just like, it was kind of like the Fallout sort of or Aftermath.
It's a post credit and prelude to whatever the next story is.
So of what happened in the last thing, which once again they're showing us the city. Flash is fixing it up. I don't know. It just didn't.
I don't know.
Just like, okay.
The story I want is the button. The button. Yeah, I want to know about that. And this is kind of leading into that towards the end of it. I mean, that last page got it for me. That's just the last page is what got me. And come on, he loved his Aunt Iris. Loved his Aunt Iris. And just this
Doomsday Clock stuff.
Yeah, something like that.
So I can give it a strong buy.
And I'll give it a contender. Yeah, I'll do what you won't do.
Okay.
I'll have the cojones to do that.
All right.
Yeah. But next up, you got some Archie.
Archie.
Number 30.
It's, yes, Archie number 30. Mark Waid and Ian Flynn do the story. And then we have art by Audrey Mock, colors by Kelly Fitzpatrick, lettering by Jack Morelli. And so, yeah, Archie is like, oh, yeah, nothing's going to go wrong with this, while he's getting ready, and he keeps on, like, screwing up and doing stupid stuff.
Like brushing his teeth with a hairbrush.
Yeah, and just, yeah, stupid stuff. And then it's, you know, just relationship stuff. You have Moose. You have Moose, and he's with this girl, and she's just busting his chops at dinner, and then he's like, oh, and then the waitress turns out to be the girl that he actually wanted to go with. And she's like, oh, yeah, I worked just because I wanted to avoid that, but they'll give me the night off if you're inviting me, you know. So that happens, and then you have Ricky Mantle, and he's just being him.
He's being a dick.
Yeah, he's just being a royal douchebag. You know, the principal, like, recollecting the past, how things have changed, but it also alludes to him, like, I think retiring kind of. And, you know, Archie's like, oh, the band didn't show up because of all these things that he did, like, got them sick, or like something happened to them so that they couldn't show up. So, but he plays, and then Josie and the Pussycats show up, but other people have plans. So I like it. All the drama. It's slow. This is what I love about Archie, is that, like, they work on those moments and they take it slow. Like, they don't rush it at all. Like, they take their sweet time building and building and building and building and building. And I miss when comics used to do that. They don't do that anymore. And that's what I love about this, is they take the time to work on those character moments, to work on multiple characters all at the same time, you know, and focus on them. And it works. It works. And that's what I miss about old school comics, and they make it work here. And I love it. It looks great, and it really works. So I give it a strong buy and a contender.
Oh. Our next book is a biggie. It is The Hunt for Wolverine, #1. And the Senior Gunner right here, he's got this nice blank variant cover that he needs to get an artist to work on. So if you have any suggestions, shoot him something. Him. Yeah, shoot him a suggestion on who should do his art on that book, because that's what I would do. Anyway, this is Charles Soule, David Marquez, and Rachelle Rosenberg doing the Secrets and Lies, which is the first story. Charles Soule, Paola Siqueira, Walden Wong, and Ruth Redmond doing the Hunter's Pride, which is the second story.
Joe Sabino does letters.
Right. Thank you. So yeah, this is great. We have, you know, what looks like the Reavers going to Alberta, Canada, where the memorial for Logan is, and where they think his body is still inside of the shell, because, well, we've got nothing to believe the otherwise. Of course.
They haven't told us anything otherwise.
Because last time we saw Logan, he was covered in adamantium, and then he struck this nice cool pose, and yeah, they made a statue out of him. That's the short and simple of it. So anyway, there's this big battle with the Reavers and the X-Men, because the X-Men are like, no, you ain't taking that.
We got an alert.
To hell with that.
And I love it too, because they're like, usually we have to worry about casualties. We're out in the middle of nowhere. We can just wreck them.
Yeah, they're robots. To hell with them people. So anyway, even Cyclops was at the. Then we get flashback to when shortly after this was put up and erected, where Reed Richards is there, Cyclops is there. You know, it's just a big meeting of X-Men on what's going on. And
they're like, we can't just leave him like this.
Yeah.
And so they come up with a plan.
And then we jump back to the Reavers, and then of course they get wrecked, and they blow open the adamantium thing with like a laser cutter or some crap like that.
Yeah.
And we found out that it's empty. And then they're like,
they show you
how it got
why
empty.
It's empty. Yeah, that Kitty Pryde, she
took her time and phased him away from the adamantium and out so they could bury him.
It's great too. I love how they explain it, because she's like, well, this is going to be the hardest thing I've done since I got phased out of the bullet that was like going through the universe or whatever, that giant bullet that Magneto, I think, launched, right?
Yeah.
And so, which is really cool, because she's like, well, he's covered in adamantium, but he's also has adamantium in him. So I have to be very, very careful that I don't like
rip his skeleton out.
Right.
But did I get him out of the adamantium?
Right. And so then they just bury him in this random place that is kept secret from everybody. But the one thing that there was one Reaver that got away. And so that one Reaver knows that the body is not there in that memorial. So that is out. So that's out there in the cosmos now, in the world. Yeah. And
then we see like images of Wolverine testing his claws again with hair. He's got hair.
Stabbing somebody in somewhere.
No, it's not. He's not stabbing. He's just testing his claws. So there's blood all over him because it's his blood.
No, he did. He did stab somebody.
Oh, really?
So, but yeah, Kitty Pryde goes to Tony Stark and is like, "Hey, his body's missing."
I love this. Oh,
she also went to Daredevil and was like,
"Hold on. Let's tell it right. Let's tell it right." Tony's like, I'm glad you came to this to me with this. Yeah, I'm glad I'm the first person you thought about. And she's like, you're not the first person I'm talking about. I went to Daredevil before you. He's like, what the hell? You went to Daredevil before me? She's like, he's outside of the box. He's a man of honor, and he knows some people and has some skills that you don't have.
And he's like, I'm just gonna assume that you were on the way to me first and saw him. So whatever.
That right there was the best part. I thought it was great. I had to tell it right. Sorry.
Yeah. It's all good. It's all good.
So yeah. They're trying to hunt down Wolverine and whatnot, and then they're getting the old band back together. Oh yeah, the Avengers, because Wolverine was not just an X-Man. He was not just an Avenger. He was an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. I mean, he was everywhere. So yeah,
he's everywhere.
So everybody's looking for Wolverine now, and of course, young Jean Grey comes back, and I guess it's young Jean Grey.
Yeah,
and of course she's paying her respects and whatnot, dude. This is strong by contender. I got nothing else to say about it. Strong by contender.
I do have something to say about it, which is I had no intention on picking this up because when they do this kind of thing, I go, this is just a cash grab. But see, even when you do a cash grab
and it's done right,
and it's done so well, how can I fault it? It's a strong buy and it's a contender. I'm going to hold on to this digital code. Next is Batman Beyond, number 19. It's $3.99. Digital code.
Robin Beyond.
Dan Jurgens is writer. Phil Huster is penciler. Andy Parks, inker. Michael Spicer is colorist. Travis Lanham, letterer.
So yeah, Robin Beyond.
Robin has, what's his name's brother?
Yeah, Terry's brother.
Terry's brother, Matt?
Matt, yeah.
He is suited up, sort of, kind of, in some weird outfit on this Robin cycle. And it's great. I thought it was handled really well, where you don't have him just delving. Well, I would have liked to see him like physically get involved, but it makes more sense this way, which is Bruce says, you know what, just use the cycle.
Listen to what I tell you to, and then get the hell out of there.
Yes, so just drop all these missiles, disrupt the power. Okay, power. That helps him, so he gets loose, and then, all right, well, there's backup power. Do this. All right, do that. So, and then, of course, he does show up. He does jump in. He went against his orders, though. He does go against his orders to attack. He uses the cycle to attack this guy.
Yeah, and, of course, Terry's pissed at Bruce.
Terry's pissed at Bruce, but really he should be pissed at his brother, and he should be thanking both,
Yeah.
I mean, because really Bruce didn't want this to happen. He tried multiple times to get up and do it on his own.
But he couldn't get out of the
damn chair. He just had an operation, yeah. So, yeah, he's just like, you didn't have the right, it wasn't your call, it was mine, and it was like, dude, you were dying.
Yeah.
Like, when you learn how to get your crap together and man the F up, and when you're legitimately Bruce Wayne level, legitimate Batman, then you can talk. Until then, you need the help.
Put up or shut up.
Yeah, exactly. Nut up or shut up, and he hasn't been. So it's your fault because you're depending too much on the suit to save your ass instead of just going, I need to skill up. Up your game, bro. Up your game, bro. Yeah. Up your game. Piss off.
Grind your sneak.
But he does go help.
One of the people's in Africa, whatever the guy was.
He does go help that guy that attacked him because he was like, oh, my village is starving, and so they're like, the Bruce Wayne organization is going to keep doing this.
The Wayne Powers Foundation.
So This is what I got to say about this book. Strong by contender. It's Shui. It's the Shuiest. That's what I got to say about. I'm holding on to this digital code.
I'll give it a strong buy, but it's not quite a contender. I'm not sure why, because it has all the elements I want there. I mean, you have the introduction of Robin and Beyond. You have great family drama and whatnot. But nah, screw it. I'm going to give it a contender. It's strong by contender. I agree. Yeah.
I'll explain further why I think the way that I think. Hopefully, if it ends up being whether it ends up being or not,
it doesn't matter.
We'll get more explanation.
You got to explain it anyway because you're giving away the code. So
yeah, Darth Vader, Star Wars Darth Vader.
Oh,
number 15 of 2018. This is Charles Soule writing, Giuseppe Camuncoli as pencils, Daniel Orlandini as inks, David Curiel as colors. So we have a drowning Vader, but it's so awesome because he uses the Force to make a bubble around him because he's that awesome.
Yep.
And he faces like this squid beast monster in the process, and it's just epic. And there's all these like,
and then he kills it.
Yeah,
and then the remainder of the Inquisitorius kind of go after him and it's like, oh yeah,
and he's like, oh, did you find this?
Did you find the king?
Did you kill the king?
No. We went looking for you. You're freaking morons.
Did you kill the Jedi?
No.
What did you guys do?
We rescued you, Vader.
I don't need your help. I don't need anybody's help.
That's exactly how that goes down.
Piss off. You guys screwed up.
That's exactly how that goes down.
But we do know the location of
the Jedi.
The Jedi because we interrogated Lee Char, right?
The king.
And they're like, well, guess what, idiots? Because you wasted time coming to get me.
They have time to prepare.
They have time to prepare because Lee Char probably
is going to tell them we're on the way.
Well, Lee Char is injured. They do get him back.
Akbar takes out a freaking Star Destroyer.
Is awesome.
Takes down a Star Destroyer. I mean,
not Star Destroyer. Yep. It's a platform. No, they're using it's a platform.
So it's the platform. It looks like a dang Star Destroyer.
Yeah, but they're just using it. It's just a platform.
Okay.
It's like their launching platform for their attack and stuff. It's one of them, but there's many all over. But yeah, Akbar's awesome. Akbar is he's a tactical genius, dude.
Yeah. And now we have 3 Star Destroyers in orbit now because Tarkin's like, we haven't heard from my ground crew. We're going to wreck these mother. Yeah.
But they find Lee Char and they're like, and Lee Char's like, oh, I have to warn the Jedi.
Yeah.
Now the Jedi are warned. So it wasn't immediate. So they didn't know, but they don't have much time now to get prepared for the Inquisitorius, as you so.
Yeah, the Inquisitorius is what it is. Vader and the Inquisitorius. Sounds like a pretty cool band name, man.
It does.
Vader and the Inquisitorius.
I want to see it. I want to see it now. I want to see that.
Vader and the Inquisitorius on the billboard.
Yeah.
And then Vader playing,
It's Vader on lead on guitar and vocals.
Yeah, and
it's gonna be death metal.
be like some gouache.
Yeah, no, yeah, pretty much. So,
or cattle mutilation style.
Strong by contender, right?
Strong by contender. I loved it, man.
It's phenomenal.
This is great.
Digital code?
Oh yeah, we're gonna give out this digital code because I don't care. Even if this is my contender, you guys could deserve this. So, F for Falcon, Z for Zabrak, M for Millennium, G for Greedo. There we go. Sorry, Greedo. L for Lando, D for Dengar, C for Chewbacca, 5, G for Greedo, 0, F for Falcon, and C for Chewbacca.
Alrighty, so now I have Mighty Morphin Power Rangers
annual
2018 annual. 2018.
Number 1.
Well, yeah.
That's what it is.
It's they just call it 2018.
Well, it's got a number 1.
So, but anyways, there's multiple stories in this one. There's Power Rangers Zeo. There's Power Rangers Art. There's Power Rangers Zeo, written by Kyle Higgins, illustrated by Marcus Toe, colors by Matt Herms, letters by Ed Dukeshire. Then Power Rangers RPM, written by Anthony Birch, illustrated by Dylan Burnett, colors by Jeremy Lawson, the letters by Ed Dukeshire does all the letters. Power Rangers. Then there's Power Rangers SPD, written by Caleb Gollner, illustrated by Patrick Mulholland, colors by Raul Angulo. And then Power Rangers in Space, written by Adam Cesare, or Cesare. Illustrated by Hyunjin Kim, colors by Joanna Lafuente. And then there's Power Rangers Ninja Steel, written by Becca Barnes and Alwyn Dale, illustrated by Simone Di Mio, colors by Joanna Lafuente.
Okay, that's a lot.
Alrighty, yeah. So this is one of those annuals though where you don't actually have to get all of them. You don't have to have it. It just adds to what's already going on because this is the Shattered Grid. This is part of the Shattered Grid stuff. And so this ties into that stuff, but it's not like a must-have. Now, it's really cool because you have Jason and the original Red Ranger, because this is at the point where Tommy is taking over as Red Ranger. And so they give him like a commemorative, his old morpher, and they're like, don't use it. You could die, You
could damage the morphing grid.
So, but yeah, they have that little moment, and then it shows Lord Drakon. He has captured
the real Tommy,
the Tommy of this time. This one, and deals with him thusly. And then we have the
SPD.
The SPD, and they show like, oh, how teamwork is essential and stuff. And so Lord Drakon and his army attacks, but this team, they work together with this other team. Because there's two different teams actually, and so they're able to stop Lord Drakon. And then there's the future one, and Lord Drakon just shows up regular, and he visits this lady and is like, oh yeah, you killed all these people, with this virus and stuff, and you created order because of it in this world, and join me and stuff. And she's just like, oh, she attacks him, he goes away type thing, but I think he like steals the virus or whatever. So yeah, and then he visits the space people, and turns out one of the Rangers, he hides away and gets away, and but he attacks the rest of the team and stuff. And then there's like the Ninja Steel team, and there's this guy, and he's like, oh, I think I have to smash my morph. Because originally with that one, like there was one morpher, you smashed it, and then it created multiple morphers. And he's like, maybe I just need to smash my morpher to create more morphers. Well, but that's not the situation. Then his family fixes the morpher that he had, and they are able to fight Lord Drakon. But yeah, so there's some wins and some losses, in this Shattered Grid war going on in this. They were all pretty solid. Here's the thing. I didn't really watch Power Rangers after I saw the movie, and I think I maybe watched some like the Ninjetti stuff, but I didn't really watch it past that. So I don't really know the other ones. So I'm not emotionally invested in those characters, but it's done well. And I know the Lord Drakon character and stuff. And there's characters, and I'm like, anytime there's Jason, I go like, oh, So yeah. So I can give it a strong buy. I feel like it deserves a contender, but because it looks so well, everyone had their own style, and it was really well done. But the thing is that it just doesn't. Not all of them resonated with me because I'm not into all the Power Rangers, So that's kind of like, I don't know. So that's why, Yeah.
Yep. Tom, that's it. That's it for the week. So we're going to go and tell us what the B-Bow and runner-up is. My runner-up is pretty damn simple. This nice little thing right here. This nice little Darth Vader. That's my runner-up. Oh yeah. And we already gave that digital code away. Loved it.
So yeah.
I think we both got the same B-Bow. I'm pretty sure we did.
Okay.
So what's your runner-up though?
So my runner-up is gonna have to be Batman Beyond number 19. I loved it. And here's the thing. My qualms with the book were qualms that got me emotional because of the characters, and the characters stuck to their personalities. Yeah, it makes sense for what's his name to be pissed at Bruce.
Terry.
And it makes sense for Terry to be pissed at Bruce. But
Ben to be overprotective of Matt.
Right. And I can't wait to see the next issue too, because I want to see Matt go, hey, it was my choice.
Screw you. I'm going to train.
I've been training. Yeah, kind of because of the vids, right?
Yeah.
He's like, I've been training. He's like, this was my choice. I'm the one that decided to come through the wall and everything like that. Bruce told me not to. He told me to stay on the outside, and Bruce tried. And then also the other part where what's her name, Diana, right?
Dana.
How she's pissed at Bruce too, and is like, "Oh yeah, you should be reported to the police, and you're just continuing the same mistakes." And Bruce is totally wrecking himself. Like he's like, "Oh, you're right, These
are my kids, man. At least Terry's my kid."
He's like, "You're right. I shouldn't have done it. I shouldn't have let him." But he didn't have a choice. Like that kid would have left anyways, right?
Oh yeah.
Like Matt would have been like, "You know what, Bruce?
Screw you.
You can't stop me. This is my brother. I'm not gonna let him die."
Yeah.
And see, that's what you have to get at this understanding of. Life or death. Hey, I know my brother would do it for me even if I told him not to. You know what I mean? So you got, so strong buy and contender right there for that one, of course. That's my runner-up.
And here's your digital code.
And here's the digital code. DC for Detective Comics, 817, R for Richter, 5, J for Jack, L for Loner, K for Kill, B for Bane, M for Magnificent.
And of course, we are in unison on our Bebow for this week, obviously, because this is the best book of the damn week. I mean, I'm sorry. The Search for Wolverine was just phenomenal. I love the hell out of this thing. I mean, this is well written, well illustrated. I mean,
and there's different stories too, and there's different art, so
but it all flowed together.
And they all work and they all flow. It's just, man. I loved it. I loved it so much. How they brought. Like I said, they how do you bring something that we already know he's fine. We already know he's back.
Because we've seen him in Legacy.
That certain level of gravitas to this. They did it. Like with Kitty Pryde, phasing and that was the hardest thing for her since the bullet. And mentioning that, and then having her go to Daredevil and to Tony now makes me go, I feel like I need to get those books now. You know what I mean? Like before I was like, F this. This is just a money thing. It's just a cash grab. Sometimes that's not a horrible thing because you get stuff like this.
Yeah.
That just is brilliant and phenomenal and it's well written and it's well drawn and just all of it is top notch. So it's a strong buy, it's contender. It's the back and bag of the week. Hunt for Wolverine, #1. If you didn't get it because you thought the same thing, hey, it's just cash grab. It's a phenomenal cash grab.
Yeah,
get it.
Yeah.
So, digital code.
Oh, should we give it away?
Of course.
Should we give away?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think we should just have a nice little contest.
Give it. Contest of Champions?
Yeah, we have a Contest of Champions.
Okay. Contest of Champions.
Okay.
He wanted it. It's his. Blame him, not me.
Yeah.
I wanted to give it away.
So, here's the thing. I'm going to say that you need to share this video. All right. You need to like it, of course, on whatever media you're doing. You need to tweet this guy right here. And if you do that within, let's say, next, 10 minutes, even that? We'll shoot you the code. How's that?
All right.
Yeah. Sound good? Because this was phenomenal. And we want to give this to you. And I want to give it to you. But, you got to earn this stuff. This was phenomenal.
We're going to start making you all work for it by getting us more likes.
Like this, share this, and then tweet this guy right here at TNTMTheShow.
At least one book a week.
And there we go. We'll give you the book.
Yeah.
And that's probably how we should do the B-Ball.
That is, because it's that special.
Yeah.
We're going to put it in the back and bagging.
Yeah.
Right after we give that code away.
So, talk nerdy to me.
I'll talk nerdy to you.
And keep your eyes hungry for
comics.